Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in. This your boy Superb. This is episode 1 of season 2 of Birds of the Feather Flock Together. We got my brother from another mother, Warren, in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? It's training camp season. It's training camp, bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, excited for another season. You know, that means we approaching 30 days until the season starts. You know what I mean? Once we get training camp in here, you know what I mean? 30 to 40 days. So I'm real excited about the season, man. Can't wait. You know what I mean? What's going on, fam? Bam, greatly appreciate you tuning in. That's my fam in San Diego. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, man. So we got a upcoming season. You know, Eagles taking training camp. You know what I mean? We gonna well, like before we get into anything, just when I said that right there, Eagles start training camp. What's the first thing that come to your mind right there before we get into the topics for tonight?
Man, before we get into the topics, man, training camp. I'm just thinking. Hot is gonna be that get off the couch type deal. Let's get it. Everybody's gonna shake the rust off. Get to see how these players are doing, how the rookies are doing, how the vets are playing, how Jalen Hurts doing. It's just where we at right now and where we need to get better. That's what I see it as.
And on the flip side, also to add my thought to that, also I feel brotherhood. You know what I mean? They say brotherly love in Philly. I feel this is the beginning of a brotherhood, where you get the rookies united. You know what I mean? I mean, the rookies coming in together. I say reunited because you got a few from Georgia, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But then you got a new free agents that we picked up or traded, you know what I mean? Whatever the situation may be in that locker room, now you got all the chemistry with everybody in the locker room together, and you just built that brotherhood. So I just feel it's going to be a win-win situation on the revenge tour. You know what I mean? You know, every good artist got their name of they tour, right? You know what I mean? This got to be the revenge tour 2023. Yeah. You know what I mean? Real shit.
Be ready. No, it's exciting. It's exciting to get the vets in. I saw a video of Jalen Hurts talking, Jason Kelce talking a little bit, just kind of like an introduction into the season. And they hungry. They hungry. They got that chip on their shoulder, and that's what keeps them going.
Yeah, they already got like a 10-minute hype video with Weapon X. So you know what I mean? That's gonna be a good thing. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. You know, I couldn't share it on here. It's 10 minutes, you know, with the copyrights and stuff like that. So we just gonna have to watch it on our own one day. I mean, after this or something like that. But we're gonna get into a few topics before we do. You know, make sure y'all follow us on our IG page on Instagram. Make sure y'all check that out. And then also, you know, we got a Twitter page. Also, they didn't change the name to X or some stuff. You know what I mean? And then also make sure if y'all on Facebook, we got this Facebook group. where it's a private Eagles group. You know what I mean? All Eagles fans, you know, y'all more than welcome to come over there and add y'all self over there. We drop topics daily, daily Eagle news, stuff like that. So that's a great group to be in, also. And then we can go ahead and jump into the topics, you know, with training camp. We got basically yesterday. Everybody reported that's how they made that hype video. You know, everybody get to get in their fitted uniform home in a ways and like a dress rehearsal, should I say? And that's when they was able to get them pictures and everything like that. And then today, they actually had their first practice today. So basically, I'm excited. You know what I mean, with everybody reporting and everything. And then last but not least, or should I say, about training camp so far, we got all the everybody coming in from training camp as everybody arrived. What's your thoughts of when you see a video like this right here?
You can definitely tell who's the rookies and who's the vets as you see them walking into the facility. You can definitely tell that it's kind of like high school. Who's the seniors and who's the freshmen? You get
Man,
that vibe while you seeing that. And it's exciting, bro. It's exciting seeing those vets come in, get ready, and they ready to get to work.
big facts. You see that pep in that step of Graham, boy?
Yeah.
And, yeah, and you ready for this, though. You know what I mean? Training day, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, like, and then also with the addition of our new OC, I just feel the chemistry is going to be like crazy on that offensive end.
Yeah, no, I agree. The new offensive coordinator, he kind of him and Jalen kind of grew up together, so they know each other. They in sync. And then with with the defensive coordinator coming in, he's trying to build up the team, and he kind of got a point to prove too. So both of these offense and defensive coordinators, are both coming in with that hunger to prove themselves and to try to take that next step. And I think Philadelphia is the best place for it. So
Big facts.
you ready
And
to
and I feel that that Howie did a great job with the pieces that we lost in free agency. I feel that he did a great job in this year's draft. You know, with our rookie class coming in, you know what I mean, and getting free agents and everything. So that's what we'll hop into right now. You know what I mean, with our rookie class. Looking at this right here, how excited are you seeing? Excited to see the everybody except, of course, you know, Tanner McKee. He shouldn't, you know, get that much playing time or anything like that, but in the preseason. But other than that, how excited are you are to about the rest of these rookies that we got?
No, I'm very excited, and I think this is going to be it's good right now, and I think that's why training camp and the preseason games are a big deal, just because we get to see these players that got drafted, we get to see how they perform. Um, this it might be for some of them might be the most reps they get on the field. So, but I'm definitely excited to see Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Sidney Brown. I think those are going to be the big ones to kind of come in and make a huge impact. Just as rookies coming in after the draft, seeing how they kind of do that plug and play pool with a lot of the vets. So we got high hopes for those are high hopes for me for those three. As far as the other four, I think they kind of got a point to prove. They got a chip on their shoulder getting drafted low. They want to see improve themselves where they kind of stand at as far
Big
as our
facts.
roster. So I'm excited to see each one of them. So definitely got my eyes peeled and looking both of them. Just I got an eagle eye on them. So we gonna
Yeah,
see how they do.
and I'm pretty much on the same three that you just mentioned, Carter, Smith, and Brown. Um, with Carter and Smith, they bring, you know, a different element to like Hargrave, what we miss with or should I say what we lost with Hargrave. Carter filled right in, and you don't miss anything. And then Smith basically gives us what DB didn't give us last year by being hurt. We can depend on Nolan Smith coming in to be a beast, you know what I mean, with Derek Barnett, you know what I mean, not getting playing time. And then when Josh Sweat went down, you know what I mean, it was a different element. And then that takes reps from Graham, which I feel is a good thing to add to his, you know what I mean, and longer prolong his season so we can have him fresh and healthy during the time that it mattered. So with those two, with Carter and Smith, I feel they're gonna be plug and play immediately. And then Sidney Brown also, I feel he's gonna end up being starter by week 1, week 2, at the safety position. Just my personal opinion. If we don't trade and get and for somebody else, you know what I mean, mention we'll bring up later in the show or whatever, but I feel that Sidney Brown 100% will be a plug and play starter by week 1 or 2.
Yeah, and they're excited too. Like we see them on social media. Like they're excited to get started, get the ball rolling. Already in training camp, they're talking about how Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are both just they hazardous out there, and they said the defensive line won the battle today. So
What's going on,
that's good
Dave?
news. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
real
definitely good
talk,
news.
real talk. And then speaking of that, also, what you saying that the D line won the battle today between the O line and the trenches today. They said that Carter was out there killing our number one offense, or should I say, first team offense. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's a good thing looking up. You know what I mean? And just imagine the knowledge that he gets the next few months, you know what I mean, from the
Yeah.
vets, that NFL presence, not just from his homie, you know what I mean, Davis and Dean at practice or whatnot, talking to him. But imagine being able to shred Cox's head, being able
Hmm.
to talk to Graham for Carter, you know what I mean, for Smith, you know what I mean, like having those type of OGs to lean on before they get up out of here is priceless, and not even just the on the field, also the off the field things too. You know what I mean, which I feel is priceless because both Dean and uh and Davis is still learning the NFL. So I don't feel too much knowledge they can give with year 2. You know what I mean?
No,
Big
and
facts.
to kind of double down on that too, not just on the defensive line, but the offensive line. You got Kelsey and you got Lane Johnson and
Great
Malata.
point.
They gonna be also coaching them. Hey, when you do that, like this is what the O line is thinking. Kind of putting them in that mindset of what the O line is thinking. Just putting them. You're gonna get best of both worlds with those rookies. And I think Jalen Carter, he's in the best. He's playing for the best team he could right now, and I think he's in a real good spot with these vets around him.
And it's not going to be the big expectation for him to start week 1 because he's
Hmm.
not going to start week 1, which I don't think, you know what I mean. And
Hmm.
it's not a bad thing. It's going to be a rotation like we always do with the Eagles. He 100% he may be starting by week 2, week 3, if not week 1, but that's not something that the expectations for him on this team. If he would have been drafted to another team, he would have been compare, oh, this is the Aaron Donald, this, you know what I mean, XYZ. He's gonna be this, he's gonna be that. With our team, he's able to be a plug and play person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Come in, fill a void. You know what I mean? And I feel that that's beautiful for our team. You know what I mean? Not for the opponent, but for our team where we're able to have a caliber type of person like that. That's in a rotation.
rotation, and they won't skip a beat either. Just
Man,
keep it going. That's crazy.
going up against that online, that's the best in the league every day. Helps big time, big facts. Speak
Exactly.
speak on it, my brother. Best O line in the business, and then you're going up in the trenches in Kelsey's gaps, and Kelsey's a killer. He gonna know where you're going, like you just mentioned, Warren, about don't do this, don't do that. We can basically all good offensive linemen can tell where you headed at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing your hole, knowing your gap, they can double team you, close that gap, you know what I mean, and then be able to pull and let the guard block you down the line, and then the center pull, you know what I mean, and go block another person. You know what I mean? So it's ways around it, and both of y'all bring up good points. You and Dave Boston about the best O line being able to structure and go head to head with them at practice, and then at the same time being able to get the game from Cox and Graham and those vets. You know what I mean? Right there, even Josh Sweat for Nolan Smith to be able to pick apart his brain is priceless. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I just feel that this is a great thing for this season right here coming up, and we just got to have these boys ready to play. You know what I mean? The revenge tour,
Yeah, I like it.
and then we'll hop into also before we do this, you know what I mean. Before we talk about Jalen, we'll hop back right here. Just to go backwards a little bit. We ain't gonna talk about the rookies, but what's your expectations for the season? Like far as what players are you excited to see this year, and who will be our sleeper that no one's talking about right now? Who do you feel like not even this rookie class? I just brought that up so we didn't move forward with our topics. But who do you feel is that sleeper that nobody's mentioning right now?
A lot of people have been mentioning this person, but I think Nakobe Dean is gonna have to be that. At the end of the day, I look at it like this: by week 4, we will know if Nakobe Dean is our linebacker. Like we will
Big
know if
facts.
Nakobe Dean is gonna be our guy. Like by week 3, he's gonna get some reps in. He's already getting the reps now, but Nakobe Dean is gonna be either the captain of that defense or he is gonna be the water boy on the team. Like I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, it's gonna either it's that's what we need to know right now. Because at the end of the day, we know our offensive good. We know we have weapons. We know what everybody's capable of doing. But Nakobe Dean is gonna be that player that we're gonna have eyes on, and we want to see what he can do. That would be my number one. My second would be Jordan Davis. Uh, Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean, they both got a year under their belt. It's time to see what they can do now, because at the end of the day, Fletcher Cox is not there to play every down. He's not there to play every down. He's there for Jordan Davis to be that starter and to fill in that role. Then when we need Fletcher Cox to come in healthy, rested, ready to go, Fletcher's there. So Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean are gonna be the those who I'm gonna have my eye on this season.
And Dave Boston bring up a great point with Swift. I wouldn't call him a sleeper, you know what I mean? And but nobody really ain't talking about the capabilities that he bring to that offense, where he's able to line up in the slot and we go empty. You know what I mean? How do you defend that with Jalen in the shotgun? You know what I mean? And you got a running back going out that can really run a route and hit you on a deep route and catch the ball, that really can catch like LaDainian Tomlinson and shit. Like we haven't had a running back with the ability to catch out the backfield since Shady. You know what I mean? So that's a big facts with bringing up Swift, but I just don't honestly feel that he's a sleeper that no one's talking about, but they're not talking about his ability. So let him keep sleeping on that ability.
Yeah, he's gonna be a threat.
Yeah, real
He's
shit.
been injured, which means there's
Big
not
facts.
too much film on him. That's the thing. Like it's a good thing and a bad thing, because since there's not that much film on him, you can only go based off a few games, but we know what he can do.
Just
So
imagine how he's going to be using that offense. That's just like killer. And then so just imagine what we just talked about. So you think of Swift lining up at wide receiver, coming out of the backfield, catching screens or bubbles or whatever he gonna do, right? And then you got AJ, then you got Smitty, right? My sleeper, I feel that people talk about, but they not taking him for granted. I mean, for should I say his abilities is Dallas Goddard. I feel he's the sleeper on the offensive side of the ball to me. You know what I mean? Like with all those weapons, he gonna have double the amount of catches this season than he had last year, because everybody on the defense, on the side of the defense, their defensive coordinator, your defensive players, they're going to be having to concentrate on AJ, Swift, and Smitty. So Dallas is going to be able to eat. He's going to be our first down guy.
I agree. Dallas Goddard he's gonna make a name for himself, and I think he's gonna be probably one of the most impactful players on the offense this season.
Big facts, and that's who I feel will be the person, like we mentioned, like what person do you feel that can get us back to the Super Bowl if they have a great season? that's one of them. You know what I mean? If he has a great season, he opens up so much for the running game and the passing game. If he's able to eat up across the middle to take away 15 and then get it yak 25 after the catch or something, you know what I mean? I just feel that, you know what I mean? 100% Dave Boston speak on it. I say top 3, top 4, you know what I mean? But facts, top 5, you know what I
I
mean?
agree.
They're not giving him his props, bro. He does it all. He's not like you can mention Kittle. Kittle don't block. Kelsey block. Kittles don't block. That Goddard does it all. He blocks and he goes out there and run big routes and catch
He'll
big
get
catches.
dirty. Yeah.
Big backs, and he's gonna be out there on the O line, helping out the O line. You didn't see many times with Kelsey on his hip, pushing him forward. My nigga, he out there blocking. He ain't playing. You know what I mean? So I feel that's a sleeper that people don't talk about, and they take him for granted of his ability. I call him Ertz 2.0. That's basically he looks the same. If he put his 86 jersey on, you would think that's Ertz. The way that they run routes, the way that they catch, he's just a little bit bigger. But I promise, bro, they route running ability, the way that they run, everything is the same, bro. But he just a little more aggressive than Ertz. Ertz didn't like the block, bro, and that dude, like, he could trip over a sunflower seed. He couldn't break a tackle at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think what makes Dallas Goedert a threat too is he's a little bit like AJ Brown. He gets the yards after the catch. That's the threat. It's not just he's catching, he's down. It's those yards that he tries to go after the catch.
He's not going out of bounds after catching the ball or sliding or some shit. He's going into contact. He's trying to spin up out of that. He
wants to score. Yeah,
100%, or get the first down, whatever we need. He's a team player. I hope we get him to stay longer and longer, because that's, like I said, that's Ertz 2.0, and we need him at tight end to be successful with Ertz.
Yeah, and I know we talking about tight ends right now, but if you really think about it, the Eagles have always had just a solid above average tight end. They've always had.
Always.
And they always kept it in rotation. And that's one of the good things that the Eagles have always consistently done. Had a solid O-line and can always keep a good tight end in rotation.
And if you look at it over the years, the Eagles always been a run dominant team. So that tight end always gives you that extra O lineman. You know what I mean? Now, so now, like the defense will call strong right, meaning the tight end is on the right side or the left side. So that meaning the defense got to shift to that side. So now you run weak side all day. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's how we was real successful in a lot of things during I was about to say Chip Kelly, Andy Reid tenure. You know what I mean? He passed a lot, but he ran a lot. You know what I mean? And that tight ends, bro, came in handy. But we ain't gonna get off topic. You know what I mean? I can talk about Andy Reid and what he done and what the Eagles been doing for years. You know, just like I say, we just could never get over the hump. You know what I mean? We was like almost like the Buffalo Bills, but we didn't go to Super Bowls like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We go to NFC championships and lose, and we finally win one and go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Patriots. You know, it's just a bad thing. You know what I mean? But we'll talk about going to our quarterback real quick. You know, Jalen Hurts not making the top 50 of the NFL 2023 best players. The list ain't came all the way out yet. I believe it's just 100 through 91 or 91 through 100 right now. And but I guess, you know, they leak sources and they know what place these folks is already at with the list. So, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, Selleck was a dog, bro. A dog. So basically, you know, they came out, you know, you don't even know if he's going to be number 51 or, you know, how they like to play that. But they basically saying that Jalen got snubbed by didn't making the top 50. What's your thoughts on that?
I think right now every Eagles fan knows that Jalen Hurts is never going to get the praise that he should be getting by now, and it's bulletin board material for just to show, hey, this Jalen Hurts is that guy. And they had all these doubts about him a year ago. We seen what he's done, and they still don't want to give him his flowers.
Say less.
Perform better than Patrick Mahomes at the Super Bowl. even with that fumble that he did make, still played better than Patrick Mahomes. Nobody still wants to say how good he really is. So at the end of the day,
That's the
it's
type
time
of
for Jalen to come in and show them. We have the toughest schedule this season. If Jalen Hurts comes out, he's going to get MVP, and people can't say anything.
say this wasn't your reaction when you found that out, Warren.
Hurts didn't make the top 50. Yeah, that was.
What?
Yeah, that
That's
was.
that's that's basically my reaction, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
that's an Eagles fan. My point of it, just say for instance, what they're gonna say, who put put Joe Burrow behind that offensive line. What would he do and all that? But they giving Dookie Dak credit for having the one of the best offensive lines during his tenure. His first few years, he had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. But they not glorifying Dak. I mean, Hurts the way that they glorified Dookie as Dak. You know what I mean? But this dude don't make the top 50. It's just embarrassing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's, in my personal opinion, he's the second to the fourth best quarterback in the NFL.
No,
If however you want to put it.
that's a different topic for a different day. I would put him at number 3.
That's what I'm saying.
I
He's
put him
easily
under
between.
Mahomes and Burrow.
If you put him at number 2, 3, or 4, I wouldn't be mad at you, whatever order you put him in, because it can fall in either category depending on what quarterback you put in front of him. You know what I mean? If you like, name 3 quarterbacks better than Jalen Hurts that you would take it on the Eagles right now if Jalen Hurts wasn't available. Name 3 that you would take in front of him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of a hard situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just we've always been
Facts.
the underdogs. But that's just how it is. We've always been the underdogs. We're not gonna get our flowers, but hey, our record shows that we the best team in the NFC East. So
And
our
that gives
record
us
show, yeah,
and that gives us a great chance to to make it far in the playoffs this year, with being able to get that home field advantage and everything like that. So with a chip on their shoulders, I just feel like you mentioned this and you hit it on the head. Bulletin board material. That's for everybody. If we feeling like that as Eagle fans, imagine his players in the locker room that know what he did. Look at this comment. What he said. On that horrible grass. How many times did he change his cleats, bro? Like, and he was still out there doing his thing. Like, I ain't never seen, like he mentioned, how do you get out there and ball like that? Like, I honestly didn't think that our offense was going to click the way we click. Every time they scored, we scored. And then we scored when they didn't score. All we needed was a stop. If Jalen Hurts, honestly, my personal opinion, he could have won us the game, but I actually feel he lost us the game with the fumble. You know what I mean? If they would have got the fumble and got tackled and got 3 or something, I feel that fumble at the time that it was hurt all our momentum. We up 10 at that point. You know what I mean? And it just killed us from there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that play lost us the Super Bowl.
There's something that came out that actually mentioned Kelsey was talking to Hurts about it, and Hurts still feels that way to this day, that he feels like he lost him the Super Bowl. And Kelsey's like, yo, we got to get past that. We gotta move forward. So,
fact, and I'm not gonna blame that on him, but I said that play changed the Super Bowl with everything, the momentum, the players, everything. But that guy Hurts still balled out, and at first I wasn't a fan of him. I mentioned it again. You know, I was a Wentz fan. You know, thinking Wentz gonna do what we do. But once this character got on the field, and then he actually started doing interviews, you get to hear this man, you know what I mean, talk and his passion for the game. It was a different person. Yeah, it was a different person, and I became a fan. Like not comparing him to Kobe, but he got that in him, bro. He got that in him. It's no such thing as second place. Why you think he changed his number from 2 to 1? Like, I'd rather be 1 than 2. You get what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that you want as a player.
No,
that you want in a player, should I say?
Yeah, and there's not a lot of quarterbacks with that mentality right now. So they can say all they want. I know my quarterback's better than 30 other teams, so I'm not worried about it.
And my personal opinion, like, Patrick Mahomes is great, but it's just I'm biased. I rather have I would say Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFL, in my personal opinion. I don't care who got nothing to say about it. This is my personal opinion. I don't care if it's biased or whatever it is, but that guy is a baller, bro. Like he can do it all. Like it ain't too many like Lamar Jackson is good. He can run, he can scramble, he can out the pocket, but he's not a good passer. This dude is his arm and his accuracy has improved drastically. Yes. I just can't wait for this season. But we can move on. Like I say, I'll talk about my quarterback all day long. But then we hop into the running back core. What you think about this? And then also, like, are the Eagles making the right move at running back with the price that they're paying, with the amount of quality that we have and quantity with the running back position, besides of having one running back? Would you prefer having the squad that we have? Do you feel that the Eagles is making the right move right now?
I'm excited about the squad that we have. I think it's a good financial move. Swift, Penny, Gainwell, Scott, and Sherman. The thing is, they all got something to prove at the end of the day. That's the thing about the running backs that we have. So these running backs are going to be a lot hungrier than a lot of these other running backs out here. I know there's a lot of talk about the running backs. The market for them isn't as valuable as it was in the past. But at the end of the day, we're not having that issue. We don't. Who we have? We have Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders got one of the best deals as a running back in the whole NFL market right now. He got one of the best deals. So with Swift coming in, Penny coming in, Gainwell, this is a really, and we got options. That's the thing. We have options.
And you can have a offensive set where you have Swift and Penny in the game, and Swift lined up at wide receiver, like we mentioned. You get what I'm saying? Or have all three of them, Swift, Penny, and Gainwell in the game at the same time, and got Swift and Gainwell at the wide receiver position. Like, bro, it's so many options. You know what I mean? Even or Boston Scott at the wide receiver position, bro. Like if I was an offensive coordinator, bro, I'd have fun with this offense right here. But then on the flip side, look what we have right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs.
Yeah, but I will say this though. I think we are going to have to cut one running back out of that after training camp is over. One anymore. We aren't going to have them on our team just because the number of running backs we have to have on our roster. So they're all competing.
That's when they.
Well. Yeah.
That's why 1 or 2 of them will be on the practice squad every week. Like they won't make it up, but they'll still be on under our tenure and under our tag. But they won't. You know, one of them may not have to like sacrifice. We may take only 3 running backs one week, or we may take 4 and only 2 tight ends. You get what I'm saying? So it just every week we got to depend which one, but guarantee 1 or 2 of them every week is going to be on the practice squad.
So out of those 5, which 3 would you prefer to have?
Shit. 3, I'll go with the top 3.
Top 3? Okay.
Top 3 give me the better options. Like Scott is good, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I like him, and he can also punt return, kickoff return. He can bring a different element to the game. But far as running back position, I feel them 3, the top 3 gives us the best.
Okay. I would take Swift, Gainwell, and Scott. That's my opinion. That's what I would take.
But okay, let me ask a quick question real quick to you. So if you have Swift, Gainwell, and Scott, who's your first down back when you need 2-3 yards? Who you giving the ball to?
I'm giving it to Scott.
See my point, and we've seen that from proven things. If it's not the Giants, he's not getting it. You know what I mean? Like real talk. I don't know what it is about the Giants. He has extra motivation with the Giants. He never had to be in our 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1. You know what I mean? He may be in the goal line because he can go lower into the goal line with a push or something. But Penny has to be our bruiser. You know what I mean? He has to be our LeGarrette Blount. You know what I mean? That's what he has to be. Like so Swift, Penny, and Gainwell gives us thunder and lightning, should I say? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we just
So
need Penny to be healthy. That's the thing.
you just got a bias, you know what I mean, with Scott. You like Scott. You get what I'm saying? There's no
Yeah,
way you can take Penny over Scott. I mean Scott over Penny, bro. Like there's no way. Like real there it is there.
Penny.
Penny's a bruiser. If he can stay healthy and with the rotation he's able to have right here, bro. Like this is a beautiful scenario for him and us, bro. Like he gives us what we need. Like in that bruiser back, like Trey Sermon, he was our bruiser back last year if he was to ever come in the game, but we didn't need him because we needed that extra wide receiver. So he had to be sacrificed every year. If we would have won, he would have got a Super Bowl ring and started and played 1 week or 2 weeks out of the whole season, my nigga.
I can't see us losing Trey Sherman, and he'll be on the practice squad. I can see that.
Yeah, we'll give up Scott before Sermon because Sermon is going to be able to give us what we need, bro, towards when we need it. You know what I mean? When the time comes, Scott is like you can find him a dime a dozen, bro. Like no bullshit. Like you can find a Scott and he's super little, bro. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel Scott is a good running back to me. And then they always try to give it to him in the goal line and short distance last year. Like it's crazy, bro. Like I don't see him making it past next year, bro. Like he might be on this 1 year deal and gone. Big facts. Big facts. Real shit. And then speaking of these five, we got 5 for the price of 1. Miles Sanders, like you, I'm just heard you mention Miles Sanders got a decent contract as a running back. He didn't have that problem. He got $7.2 million for this year, including his signing bonus. We're paying 5 Eagles running backs $7.2 million, bro. Like Miles Sanders was my favorite Eagle last year, bro. And I hated for him to go. But I would trade Miles Sanders for these 5 running backs in a heartbeat to pay the same price, bro.
Yeah, you're a Miles Sanders fan, bro. I'm a Miles Sanders fan too. Just it's business.
It's business.
It's business.
We got 5 Miles Sanders right now instead of 1, bro, for the same price, bro. So like that's a no-brainer. I don't care how much you attach to Miles Sanders like I was, bro. You're just speaking foolishness if you say you would rather have Miles Sanders over these 5 running backs that we have. Like crazy, bro. That would be some dumbass shit. Excuse my language for you to even say some stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we'll hop into the wide receiver core. AJ Brown, I like to call him Smitty. And Quez Watkins, I ain't about to pronounce his name. Whoever he is, Greg Ward, Cleveland, Covey, and Allen. I don't see Covey and Allen making it this year on the team. Like this preseason is going to determine one of their fate.
Yeah, I agree. And AJ Brown, AJ Brown, he says that Devontae Smith is receiver 1. He said that last year, and I personally can't decide who's better than who, and that's a good problem to have personally.
They different players. You can't compare them because like if I as a coach, I would rather have AJ because AJ gives you more. You can bring AJ Brown down as a tight end. You get what I'm saying? And block for it down. Smitty gonna get ran over by a defensive end linebacker. You know what I mean? Like he got to stay on the outside. You can't even put him in as a slot too many times because a linebacker will cram his ass up going across the middle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're different people. You know what I mean? Like you can't compare the apples to oranges. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what type of offense you running. Who can be your number 1? Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, both of them are number 1s if they wasn't on the Eagles together. They both would be number 1s, honestly, right now, especially with the growth of Smitty. You know what I mean? Real talk.
You're going to have to pay him soon.
And toughness, bro. That quickness, hands, and the crazy routes, and he tough. You know what I mean? He just need to eat some more potatoes, some steak and eggs. And
he put Richard Sherman in retirement, bro.
Real talk. And then also, speaking of this, when I just mentioned Covey and Allen, the last 2, One of them gonna get cut by the preseason, and then also I feel one of them gonna lose their position to the new signing. You know what I mean? Deion Kane. You know, I don't know if y'all familiar with him. You know, playing in the USFL, they just won, his team won the championship, and he was actually the MVP of that game. So you know what I mean. We bringing in a awesome threat to be a player off the sideline. You get what I'm saying? Mentioning like we was talking about on the defensive line, we're able to get this depth at the wide receiver position, and I just don't see Covey or Allen. Who would you pick over them three? Like real talk.
I couldn't even pick, bro. I would
Big
personally,
facts.
I would pick Allen just because of speed, but I seen Kobe was like a crash test dummy, dude. Like I was like, he needs to get some type of yard. The only time I saw him get yards was in the Super Bowl.
And
But I
then
was
then
hurting for him every time he got hit.
But how many times did Allen play in the game though?
He
You
didn't
see what I'm
play any.
saying?
That's what I'm. Yeah,
That's my
problem.
point. That's my point of emphasis right there. Is that you know what I mean? You don't see them. Yeah, I remember Kane played for us 100%. But also you got to take in consideration that Covey and Allen made it because they could have possibly been punt returners or kickoff returners. Kane wasn't going to be that. You get what I'm saying? So that's why he had to be sacrificed last year to create an extra space, because we were able to get two for the price of one, should I say, with Covey and Allen both able to do punt return and kickoff return. You get what I'm saying? So that's why he basically got cut. You know what I mean? So other than that, I see him coming in, taking their position this year because they see they made a mistake. They got my boy Jay in the building. What's going on, my brother? You on mute. You on mute, Jay. I don't know if you know that. So I just feel Kobe's a better should I say Kane's a better option than Kobe or Allen.
Yeah,
and then
no, definitely.
And then also going in while we on the wide receivers, like I mentioned, they only did 91 through 100 right now. So basically, Smitty made the top 100 at number 100. Well, we was just talking about how Jalen got snubbed for the top 50. He still, like I said, possibly would be number 51, 52 or something like that. They just got to put a big deal on it. You know what I mean? Saying that he didn't make the top 50, which I feel is crazy, bro. Like 50 athletes in the NFL right now better than Jalen Hurts. Okay. Yeah. It's all good. And then we are going to the tight ends, like we mentioned, Dallas Goedert. I can care less about any of the bottom, the bottom four. We got to figure out a good signing at.
You can't sleep on Jack Stoll, though, bro.
Yeah, but he's not, you know what I mean, a catch out there catching balls. He had a few good catches last season, but he didn't get no rotation. I forgot. Was it Jackson that was getting reps in front of him?
Nah, bro, it was Jack Stoll, because I remember when he was out those last few games, he was putting up yards, because we had I remember the Cowboys Eagles game in Dallas. Jack Stoll was putting up numbers, and I can't remember that game before that, but he was standing out too. So Jack Stoll's good. I like him.
What's going on, brothers? I wanted to interrupt you. I was just waiting to get a point. What's going on?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
Bros had a big bunch of technical difficulties, but I'm here. No Cam, but I'm here.
No, it's all good, bro. We were just telling you your mic was on mute. We was saying that you was here right now, and your mic was on mute.
Yeah, I'm headed back to the house now, but it's good to hear. Good to hear you guys to start the season off. Good to hear you guys. I've been listening in.
Yes,
tight end. Remember that other tight end? What is it? Calcaterra? I don't know how to.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he was the one that was getting reps, and he was making some good blocks too. But they combined, like Warren mentioned, Stoll was actually putting in some work last year. You know what I mean? Now that he say that, and he was helping in the run game with when Goddard was gone too, with some good blocking, and so you know what I mean. I just feel, if Goddard go down, knock on wood, we don't have a good replacement for the rest of the season, should I say?
Oh, we don't, or even close. I think
you see what I'm saying?
We could develop him, but he needs more time. He did show flashes in those 2 consecutive weeks, so I do remember that. I remember him showing his flashes and me saying, okay, because the Eagles, we always seem to be rich in tight end, or at least have somebody comfortable. Like We could
That's
go
what I
back
was
even
just
to Chad
saying.
Lewis. You could go back
Yeah.
all the way to Chad Lewis. We've always had somebody who's at least above average, or
Big
at least
facts.
he's solid enough. We emphasize tight end, so we need another one. The
Yeah.
Eagles gonna be looking.
Big
They
facts.
will.
And that's something on the offense that we need. We can't put too much on Dallas Goedert every week. Hopefully we blowing teams out and he ain't got to play as much.
Have him rest.
And then the O-line, stacked as usual. You know what I mean? I like it. You know what I mean? Every single person on here, like that's 2 offensive lines right there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Because a lot of our backups would be starters on other teams, on a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Big facts.
No, I agree. They have Cam Jurgens at right guard at camp today, and they said he's fighting for that role. So let's see.
Yeah, and say less because shit, Dickerson and all them like they gonna get reps this year, like no question. It's just all about when they gonna get them reps in games that we, like I said, I don't see too many teams handling us. If Coach Johnson does his thing on the offensive end, I feel like the Eagles could average 28 to 32 points a game this season.
Absolutely. When I really look at this offense, on paper, we look a little bit better than last year overall as a team, but the offense alone, the running backs, the running back by committee just seems to keep working for us. And I feel like with Swift in the pass game, I feel like this offensive line though is just like you said, we have 2 offensive lines. It's like
we were just talking about it right here. Is also like look at the caliber of folks that we have for the same price as Miles Sanders' contract. Miles Sanders' contract this year is 7.2. We got 5 Eagles running backs that we only paying an amount of 7.2. Crazy. And that just goes into your point like you was just mentioning right now. So I just feel like all sides of the ball that we're going to jail, but it's a few positions that we need to feel like I don't trust the middle linebacker. I don't trust the safety position right now. Them are the only 2 positions. Them are the only 2 positions I don't feel comfortable at right now.
No, I agree with you 100%. Those are questionable positions right now. We just got to see. We definitely have the people for those positions. We just need to see how they perform.
We don't know. We don't know these linebackers.
Yeah.
Dean. We're putting a lot on Dean. I keep reiterating this. He sat for a whole year and he went on a Super Bowl run. So I believe that this team. I believe that all has benefited him as a play caller.
And we got Morrow there too, and he a vet, so he's able to input too. But they said that Dean got the sticker on his helmet.
He got the sticker. Also, Edmonds from the safety position. Don't sleep on his. He's a young veteran. He's not. He's not really old. He's a former first round pick. He's a gamer. So I feel like this whole unit. Even Blankenship has been talking a good one too. He's saying he's ready. He's ready to compete. There's a lot of competition going on right now.
They're going to be competing, and Buda Baker too. If they all don't work, we still got Buda Baker in our left pocket.
Say that again, and they just showed videos and pictures of Ringo and him working out here in Arizona not too long ago, right before Ringo signed his contract. You know what I mean? So he's tied to the team right now. So you know what I mean? It's just all about, is he willing to take a team-friendly deal? You know what I mean? Like maybe back end heavy, sign him on a 3-year deal. You know what I mean? Give him a couple of million, like maybe 4 or 5 million, 4 or 5 million this year, 7 million next year, and give him like maybe 11 on the 3rd year.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And we can get him for a 3-year deal. But I mean, if we got to pay that, I feel comfortable. But if we got to pay more than, like he mentioned, Edmonds, you know, and we got the young bull, Sidney Brown back there also, Kevon Wallace. Like we got a few folks that, you know what I mean, we're able to play with back there at the safety.
We definitely
position.
have options. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Andy then got some bulk too, so he ain't just that little small guy. I guarantee he's gonna look a little bigger in them pads this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll jump into this defensive line also. Look at that depth right there. That's the offensive line coach's worst nightmare right there, bro. That's just the D line.
That's, man.
That's crazy, bro.
That's who. That's who. Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers all got to see this season.
bro. And then they're gonna get, and then some like I say, like the 49ers, it ain't too late in the year, but it's kind of late in the year. That's gonna come out from being California to that cold weather, and then you getting all that rah from the Eagles fans, bro. I feel that game gonna go the same way as it did in the NFC Championship game. Like not that their quarterbacks is gonna get put out the game, but I feel like we're gonna stomp their ass. You know what I mean?
They're gonna have no presence in the stands because their fans don't want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have nothing. It's gonna be like the Vikings. Every time the Vikings walk into the link, it's over.
Man.
That's why week 2, home opener, I know they're gonna blow the brakes off the Vikings. The Vikings and the Eagles ever since that 2018 NFC Championship game, it's just been like a low-key rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we played them a couple times in the regular season. They came back to the link, and we just keep beating them. Like we own them. So I feel like the 49ers and the Vikings are two teams that their fan bases overall hate coming to the link because they've mentioned it publicly.
Facts, wives and everything.
And think about it. Those are the same people that went to the statue. Don't go to the statue. They won't be no smoke.
That's their genes. They don't know. Yeah. Being funny with the Rocky statue.
This list, though. Josh Sweat, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, Derek Barnett.
That didn't play last year.
I like Contavious Street, too. He's a low-key depth player. He's a good player.
Yeah,
And then speaking of Milton Williams, look at your boy went to this year, my dude. That's what we got on the line right there, replacing Hargrave. You get what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like, dude is a beast now, bro. Like, it's about to go crazy.
Same thing with who was another player? Was it Davis? Yes, Davis.
Yeah, they said Jordan Davis got lean too.
Man, it's about to be a problem for offensive lines right now, and coming from the Eagles, 100%. They think that sack record that we put up last year is we about to be right back at it this year, bro.
And just think about the defensive ends too. So you got Brandon Graham, you got Josh Sweat, and then they're gonna put Nolan Smith on the edge, and you got Hassan Reddick on the edge too.
That's funny because some of them can play in and out, but you know what? Looking at this line, I just see you, and the only oldest person here is Brandon Graham. He's 35, and his motor's still going. So,
yep. And the goal, I'm assuming the goal this season is let the young cats play. Let Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox rest up a little so they can be more effective when they get on the field. And
big facts.
That's the game plan. That's just my personal opinion, what I feel is gonna happen. But
why not when you got the youth and you got the depth to do it, and you can prolong their season. They can be there when we need them in crunch time.
Jordan Davis is gonna be that key. I'm telling you. Jordan Davis is that key. We saw how he got injured last season, and they had to bring Lindell Joseph and Sue in.
Yeah.
All because he got injured.
That's true. That he was definitely a big key, and he was the clog for the run game.
He's not going to be flashy. You're not going to see him all the time, but he's the one putting that work on the line that is making it difficult for these teams. Opening the holes.
Imagine him and Carter on the line at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
Next to each other, bro.
And guess who's his mentor? Fletcher Cox. How better does it get than that?
Man,
it just don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. The Eagles consistently keep putting their young players in positions to learn. And as a fan, I could definitely say that this as an organization, unlike other organizations, they keep the youth going. They always have a mentor. And a lot of teams do it too. Obviously, you have an older player coach a younger player, but the Eagles just keep everything right. Like, they got Kelsey's replacement in the building. Cox replacement in the building. Everybody's replacement's already in the building, and there's no animosity. You're going to learn.
Exactly. There's no bad blood with it. There's no bad blood. They want to be there to coach them up. They want to be there.
Dean sat a whole year. A lot of guys don't want to sit. They want to play. Mm-hmm. Dean sat a whole year, man.
And look on the offensive line. Kelsey going to be going in a minute. His replacement sitting there right now.
Yep.
Playing different positions and shit. You know what I mean?
Same. Absolutely. And even though Lane plays alongside Lane, he's going to end up being Lane If he,
Yeah.
because he's gonna end up blocking that side. Mailata is a story. They're gonna make a movie about that guy one day. I keep saying it, and quote me when I say it. His story is just amazing, man.
It
To be
is.
where he's at right now. I remember when they drafted him, and people were like, "Oh, this is the developmental thing," and they was like, "Give it a couple years." And I'm like, "A couple years, like damn." But then you got to think about it. Football's a season of conditioning game. If you
Yeah.
don't play, if you take off a year, you took off a year. Like you're backtracked a year. So imagine him having to learn the whole game. Like and the fact that he's excelling at this high level,
It's crazy.
man, it's amazing. Kudos to the Stoutland University.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stoutland
Exactly.
That's who it is, bro. Jeff Stoutland. I tell you, man, one day we're gonna have to give that man his flowers, and I'm gonna give it to him while he's here.
Say less. Best O-line coach in the business.
No, I agree.
That's one thing.
And
The
then
Eagles value the trenches, man.
And speaking of this, before we move forward, when you see with the O-line, I was just talking about, I mean, the D-line, with all these bodies that we got with the sacks and stuff, something just came out like a couple of days ago with this, meaning that the most sacks by a team since 1970, the Eagles took that by the end of last season by basically with the playoffs and everything like that. That's just something that I wanted to bring up. That's another thing that we leading in, bro. If we would have had at least 2 or 3 more Super Bowls, bro, Eagles would be a top-notch franchise. It's top-notch franchise still, but y'all know what I'm meaning. Like,
I know what you mean.
With all of our accolades, bro, it just don't add up to one Super Bowl, and you just got that Super Bowl in 2017. You get what I'm saying? It just like if you read like sacks, you can read passing yards, rushing yards, of all-time wins. All that. Eagles is always up there ranked at the top.
We always have all pros too.
Man. But the rings don't match up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what though? You know what, Masa? I really think that the Eagles, I feel like Jalen losing the Super Bowl, I feel like we're walking into another era now. Like, even though we just lost the Super Bowl, because I strongly and I firmly believe they're going to be back. And I think they're going to be back within 5 years. And I'm not saying they can't get back this year, but Jalen seems to keep improving every year of his life. So, the bar is a Super Bowl, and I know he wants to get there. He was there. He was a play away from, hosting that trophy, bro. And he took it all in stride, the loss and everything. That's why I feel like they're going to enter, we're going to enter something right now where it's going to resemble last season of 2017 again, I believe. I believe we're going to start off hot. Call me biased, but I think we're going to go 4-0 right away until we see the Jets. Then we're going to have our first quarterback. But when I keep looking at the schedule, I'm trying to look at in the first 8 games when a quarterback is scaring us. Y'all tell me.
Like I don't see it like with honestly, it'd be vice versa. We scaring every quarterback. Just my personal opinion. Like far as when you say quarterback, you got to also add a quarterback tight end duel, because that's the only position that's going to be able to beat us this year. Right, and get good yardage on us. The running backs are not. They were going to stop the running game crazy, and then our DBs is, like I said, mentioning how the safety position, manicures right, then we'll know with that. But I don't see no passing attack on our offense, so I don't see Garrett Wilson or whatever and Aaron Rodgers eating us up or anything like that. I just don't see a quarterback that we'll be scared of this season. You know what I mean? I think it's the other way around. You know what I mean? My personal opinion. I feel every quarterback coming into the link or going up against the Eagles is going to be feared because of what we offer on that defensive side of the ball. And then as a quarterback, you go away from the number one, meaning Slay, you still got Bradbury on the other side.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I just feel our defense is a nightmare for every quarterback. I don't see one that scares me, to answer your question, my nigga. My guy, Jay. You know what I mean? Excuse my language, fella. Excuse my language. But that's just my personal opinion.
No, I think you hitting it on the head. At the end of the day, a lot of these quarterbacks, these are good quarterbacks, and usually those good quarterbacks don't like getting hit. They gonna get hit this season. That's get the
ball out quick.
Yeah, and a little bit to go on how training camp was today. They said Jalen Carter was forcing Jalen Hurts to get the ball out quick. for forcing Jalen Hurts to run. So on that offensive line, just imagine Jalen Carter doing that on a different team, going after Aaron Rodgers.
And if he's doing that on our number ones on the offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
imagine doing it on somebody else's number ones. Like it makes for an easy day for him. He out there taking kids' money. You know what I mean? Like crazy, bro.
Our toughest game for sure is going to be the Mahomes game. And the reason why is because we're facing him again and because of the pressure of losing last season and in KC. So everything is stacked against us in that game. If they could win that game, I mean, that's gonna look good on Jalen's resume forever.
Now, my personal opinion is 2017, 2022, or 2023, however y'all want to put it. I feel this team is better than both of those. Only position that we slacking on this team is the safety position, and we had Jenkins, we had McLeod. You know what I mean? Like, and then last year we didn't have a great safety core when CJ was gone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my personal opinion, like this year, I feel that we are a well-rounded team all the way around, from running back, quarterback, tight end, O-line, D-line, linebacker. You know what I mean? Like cornerback. Like we got two great cornerbacks, bro, that are number ones on any other team.
Our roster's chemistry is there. And even the thing is, the whole reason why Hurts was not going to last in Philly was because ever since Nick Foles came in and took over for him, like Nick Foles turned into a totally different person. So now you got that. Yeah. You got that in the locker room. So just that chemistry in the locker room is going to be off. So it's more of, like you kind of said in the very beginning of the show, it's more of a brotherhood with this team. And the thing is, we see it.
Big facts.
We didn't see it that much in the 2017 Super Bowl team. We see it this season.
You didn't know if Alshon and Wentz was having problems. You know, Ertz and Alshon, Ertz and Wentz had, Ertz. I mean, it was just a sticky situation. You know what I mean? With that 2017 team.
Yeah, I think that team was fully stacked, but there was definitely animosity in that locker room with the whole Foles thing and the Shrine, and we won, but there was animosity there for sure. We all know it.
And for us to come back and go to the Super Bowl again.
With a whole new squad.
Exactly.
New coach,
everything. Seven players only from the other team. 7 players.
This is going to be our biggest chance to have our most successful run, even during the McNabb era. When McNabb took us, what was the 4 or 5 straight NFC Championship games?
Yeah.
Like I think Hurts will be more successful than that era because they only made 1 Super Bowl, and he already did that in his second season as a starter. You know what I mean? They only made 1 Super Bowl in the Andy Reid McNabb era. Like I just feel that our era now is going to be better than that era right there.
And what helped us too last year, knock on wood, was even though Jalen Hurts got injured, Dallas Goedert got injured, our O-line didn't really get that banged up. Our D-line didn't really get banged up that as much either.
And then when they did, we got replacements.
Exactly. So injuries wasn't really like our Achilles heel last year. I think if we stay healthy, we can go back to the same route we were going. That's my personal opinion. If we can keep everybody healthy, we'll be fine.
Can I mention one thing about staying healthy? If y'all notice, Nick Sirianni gives us the vets a lot of rest during the season.
Mm-hmm. Wednesdays off.
And also too, Jay, to add to that, we got a lot of debt at quality debt at positions where, like you said, you can still be at practice, but you can take the day off at practice.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you got a good replacement in your position all the way around. Like look at our cornerback position. Like we went from having horrible cornerbacks to having 3 cornerbacks that's on the bench right now, from Greedy to Ringo. You know what I mean? And those could be starters on any other team right now. Absolutely. And we got them on the bench with McPherson. You know what I mean? Like with Zach. You know what I mean? Like crazy, bro. Like, and they're on the bench, bro. Like I mean, one of them gonna have to be converted to safety.
Yeah.
In a minute, just to give us debt at the safety position. if they won't playing time. But I just feel our defense is a good scenario. But I feel if we added Buda Baker, it will be awesome for us. But I don't feel the chemistry would be right because now you got 4 safeties right now, knowing that they can be getting playing time in the game during in one game, knowing that they'll get playing time. With Buda Baker, he's getting 90% of the playing time.
And plus, if you like now training camp started today. If you bring Buda along now, and these guys been working and grinding, it's just a slap in the face.
But that's the reason why we had training camp too. Let's see what they can do. Let's see how let's see how they work up against the first string, second string. All right, you ain't cutting it. All right.
Preseason is
y'all know we got Buda Baker in our pocket right there. So,
and that's the first 2 preseason games going to come into play right there. That's going to determine if we need to go ahead and go after a linebacker or a safety. 100%. Yep. Then we're going to be the first. Them 2 games is going to be our measuring tape right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see how we handle the loss just coming off. Like, I just want to see, it looks like everybody's over it, but I just want to see how we're going to handle this.
Oh, they ain't over it. Once them helmets and cleats went on today, they start thinking about that Super Bowl again. I guarantee you, we got to go back. They start thinking about that loss. That's going to linger.
And I
KC
feel like,
trying to do it again. We thinking about going to it. We ain't thinking about Kansas City. We thinking about going to the Super Bowl in Vegas and winning this shit this year. You know what I mean?
Man, that sounds like a movie. I hope we could come back and make a short up for this clip. We come back. I'm really hoping we could cook. Cause let me tell you something, man. When Jalen's so calm, he calming me down. He calming down my nerves as a fan. He at the press conference like, worried. He got this. It just seems like he's so motivated to get back and be great.
Yeah.
And then not being on the top 50, and once again, I don't mean to revisit it, but there's not 49 better athletes than Jalen Hurts.
I don't think they heard you. I think that you need to say that one more time, my brother.
My fault. I said I know I don't want to revisit the PFF top 50 thing again, but to be honest with you, there's definitely not 49 players better than.
Oh no! I was being funny. So you can repeat it and say it again. Yeah, because I said the same thing earlier, my brother. I said there ain't 50 athletes better than Jalen Hurts in the league right now.
I'm quoting you, quote unquote. Yeah, because I heard you when you said that. My fault. I'm my service situation. But yeah, my brother, listen, man. This season, like you said, once they clocked in for this year, last year they put it in the memory bank, and they we gotta just make moves on this season, man. I know they motivated. Sirianni looked motivated.
The revenge tour. We're fans and we're motivated. So imagine what they are. Like right now, I'm acting like I'm at training camp right now. You see, I'm in the background. I need to go get my other hat. The sun's killing me right now.
And I'm telling you, listen, and I'm telling you one thing right now. I don't mean to be biased, but look at the schedule. If you tell me, I don't know where they find out we got this hard ass schedule. Maybe the second half of the season.
It's because our division.
The stretch.
It's our division.
And that final
like a
stretch.
6-game stretch, is crucial.
I think that's after the bye. After the bye, it starts getting a little sticky. But if
I think it's one before the bye. If we put up the schedule, I think it's one game before the bye.
Pull it up if you can,
and 5 after.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's one game in the bye, and then it's probably that way. But because
I think we playing like the Bills. Like we have like the Bills, the Chiefs. And I can't think of that third team, but we got them back to back.
Yeah, back to back. I know the Bills and the Chiefs are right there bunched with each other. So I mean, we
got them at home. That's the thing, though, too.
That's the good thing, yeah. And I can't wait for this, man. I can't wait to see what we're gonna do.
Let's see.
Is this? Oh yeah, that's preseason. No, that ain't. The
first game is against the Patriots.
Patriots, yeah. So that ain't 2023. Oh no. All right, there we go. No, it's coming up the same damn schedule. Okay, there we go. The first one is the Patriots on the right. Here we go, right here. I think it was the same way. I was just looking down the same column.
Patriots, Bucks, Rams.
So where's the stretch we talking about? Yeah,
That
see the
it
Chiefs
starts
right
off
there.
with
The
the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yep, the
Cowboys,
Cowboys,
Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, then Cowboys again.
and then Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Seahawks always a tough game. We ain't beat them in like the last 3 times we played them.
Yeah, and I got a lot of Seahawks fans that are friends, and they annoy me forever, man. They
I'm
annoy me.
going to that game. I'm going there in LA. And I'm picking out one game in Philly that I'm trying to go to this year.
Oh, so you're going to the Washington? You're going to go to Seattle?
Yeah, I'm going to Seattle and
How are the tickets over there? Expensive for Seattle?
I've been there already once. They was pretty decent, bro. And I was like, I caught a football during the game when they missed it, when the Seattle Seahawks mixed the field goal. I caught the field goal. I caught the ball.
I can't
like
lie.
I was that close.
They've had our number the last about 15 years now, going back to 08. But this is the team that they don't want to run into. This is the Eagles they don't want to see. This is the new Eagles. I don't know if they want to run into them. So I'm not even worried about that.
That's going to be a tough stretch too, because we got the Giants, the Cardinals, and then the Giants again the last 3 games.
That's why we got to get off to a hot start.
That's why we don't need. Hopefully, we won't have to play the last 3 games with our starters.
Hopefully,
that's what we're hoping.
They're going to play that Christmas game. They're going to play that Christmas game.
Of course,
but that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, in the beginning, like the first quarter, and then take them out, because hopefully the Giants don't do that good, and we already got dominance in our division, and we can already win the NFC and not just the division, the NFC East. If we already do that, if there's a team like maybe a game back, then yeah, we'll play it. But hopefully, like I'm mentioning, we'll be having to sit out. We can sit our starters for at least 2.5 games.
But you know what, guys? I know we're a little worried about the road and stuff. But remember, we was the best road team last year. We was number 1 on the road.
Yeah, I'm confident at this team. Like honestly, long as, like I said, we bear injuries, you know what I mean. And besides Hurts and Goddard, I feel everybody else is, you know what I mean. And of course, you know, AJ and Smitty, we got great replacements for everybody. You know, we would need both, at least one of them, AJ or Smitty, to be the number 1. But other than that, you know, I just feel we got great depth on our team.
We do.
Like, I don't know if y'all heard me when I said, like, I'm not too worried about the road games, because we was the number 1 team last year on the road, and Jalen plays well on the road. Like, it's something about him. He plays good at other stadiums. Like, he just looks like he doesn't get too rattled by the crowds and stuff.
Like, show out.
I remember that Detroit game last season, the beginning of the year, first game.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, when he dropped that dime to AJ Brown and Stroud, the first thing I thought of, I was like, yeah, this can't be real. Like I've been wanting to see this for years. The Eagles have a guy that they could just toss it up, and he's just gonna pull it down from the D. And I was like, yo, if this is what they got going, this is gonna be a long year, and exactly what it was, bro.
It was the Vikings game for me. Yeah, it was that Vikings game for me because they were talking about it.
You said chemistry earlier, Warren. Chemistry is what this team is thriving off of right now. And imagine the chemistry and the bond they've built after everything they went through last year now. To come back again and have their redemption shot, bro. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
They didn't see their big homies, little homies, you know, friends, everything in there shedding tears, my dude. That brings something. You see one of your people's family members crying, my dude, you want to get them mugs that made that dude cry. You get what I'm saying? And now you're one of them that's in there crying. It's just extra motivation, bro. Like it ain't crying like, oh, you know, sad. Like that's what you work hard for your whole life, my dude, to win a Super Bowl, and you come 1 play to 2 plays away from it, bro. Like that hurts, my dude. Even us for fans, I ain't gonna say I sit around here and cry or nothing like that, my dude, but I was hurt and pissed off, and I try not to talk about it because the first thing that come out of my mouth, it sound like I'm a poor loser. We got cheated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you just a poor loser. So I don't even want to even talk about it. Like I don't even, when people say y'all didn't win the Super Bowl, I'll be like, man, at least did your team make it, and then that'll be it from there. Did your team make it? Okay, then they get into, oh, I'd rather not make it than lose it. Okay, you saying that if your team would have went, you'd have been happy with making it. Nigga, it's like, stop it.
But I look at it like this too. Anybody that you ask that's not even a Eagles fan or even just an NFL football watcher, when they saw that Super Bowl, everybody was robbed of what would have happened those last like 2 minutes of the game. That's at the end of the day, we all got robbed from that.
Yeah. Say
So
less.
so at the end
And
of
that would have started, the Jalen Hurts era over Patrick Mahomes era, and that's what they didn't want to happen. Because soon as if Jalen Hurts would have won that Super Bowl, he would have been one of the. He's already NFL's biggest, the top jersey seller and everything like that. Just imagine how big he would have been. He win that Super Bowl. He would have exceeded Patrick Mahomes, and they didn't want that.
Yeah,
no, they definitely don't want that. They know it. I mean, he's a little. I believe. Don't call me crazy once again, but it seems to be like Jalen's on his way to being probably the most liked player in the NFL.
Facts.
Like his personality is just rubbing everybody. I have people that watch football, obviously friends, and they like, yo, Jalen. They excited about Jalen. I'm like, yo, that's my quarterback. Chill out, Joe. Like that's our quarterback. Like,
yeah.
but a lot of other teams, they're like, yo, Jalen, because you know what it is, bro. He's only 24, and he's composing himself like a real vet. It's crazy. It's once again, that's that
like
father-coach dynamic. Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna hop into these last few topics right now, and we can get up out of here. We're almost pushing that time limit. So basically, this is our linebacker core right here. Beautiful thing, like I said, Morrow is going, and then of course we got Bradley. You know what I mean, down there in the cut. I feel them two is gonna be, and Taylor, of course, but I feel Morrow and Bradley, if besides Reddick and Smith, will be the extra sleepers, because Morrow is going to end up having to take over in the middle if Dean ain't doing his job.
Yeah, I don't see Dean on that list either.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Huh? Where is Kobe Dean? Because that's the linebacker list. I didn't even, hey, that's a good catch, my bro. I didn't even see that.
That's funny he's not on that list.
Well, it's off Madden, so they probably don't even have a number for him yet.
Because of his ratings.
Yeah,
they should.
But if that's the case, well, why would they have ratings?
Oh, well,
for
yeah,
Smith?
Nolan Smith's on there.
And another one.
See?
Yeah, that's probably just a typo mistake. They got
that's it.
It's all good. They know.
They probably threw him in a different category, but then we got the DBs also, and I just feel that this group is a good group right here. This is a good group, but then this is not even including the safeties. These are just all our cornerbacks, bro. Like, and this is good quality cornerbacks. You take out Josiah Scott and Job, that's a great group right there. Them two going to 100% be on the practice squad or cut by time week 1. But the rest of them, they can plug and play.
And Zach McPherson's been playing the slot lately, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to see when they come into training camp, when we get a little footage where he at, once they start scrimmaging and stuff like that. So we'll know exactly where they come. And then, like you mentioned, with it starting today, it's going to be a lot of news coming out, like they were saying that Carter was dominating and all that stuff. So we're going to get some news about it.
We need Maddox healthy. We need him healthy this year.
And then speaking of our cornerbacks in the top 100 athletes, they basically snubbed Bradbury on the top 100. He didn't make it. They said he was 103 or something like that, 102 or something like that. But at the end of the day, I don't see 99 players better than our cornerback in the NFL right there. That's crazy. And then we'll go into CJ Gardner-Johnson while we're talking about our DB group. He was carted off the field earlier this week at the Lions practice with a non-contact injury in his leg, and they were saying it was like an ACL, but they said that he didn't have no structural damage in his leg, so it may be a good thing for him. So just, I want to shout that out, you know what I mean, to CJ, even though he run his mouth too much and all that, he was a great player for us, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to mention that for those that just wanted some old Eagle news, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we wish him a speedy recovery, though, as fans, too. We miss him.
100. We ain't wishing injury on nobody, even Cal Turds fans. Even the Cal Turd fans, we don't wish injuries like they do.
And I actually want people how to honey. I don't want no excuses.
Exactly.
At all. And then our safety position, see they got Edmonds highlighted, so I feel that that's going to be our two starters right there, Edmonds and Brown. And I don't see um, Edmonds going down to the with Edmonds playing the strong safety position, I don't see Blankenship able to go to the free safety position, even though he played it a couple of games. I just feel the speed of Sidney Brown. He just reminds me, like they saying, of the next Dawkins, the way that I see this film. I didn't know who he was until we drafted him, but then watching this film, he's downhill with all that. So I just hope he able to cover in coverage instead of wanting to always hit hard and tackle and all that. I just need him to cover in coverage and he'll be all right. But with this right here, I'm confident in this safety group. I don't want Buda Baker. I want him, but then I don't, because it just mess up a lot of chemistry that we got going on right now. And that ain't the person that I want right now. What y'all thinking about this safety position?
I think that's the most questionable position right now. We don't really know what all 5 of those players are capable of doing. And we're going up against some good quarterbacks this year. And that's what we really got to think about. Who's gonna step up? I personally like Reed Blankenship, because every time I saw him playing, he was flying all over the field. He was flying.
He just kind of slow though. That's his only down and negative, should I say?
Yeah, and Terrell Edmonds, I haven't watched too much film on him, but he wasn't bad. But I feel like if we don't get a good safety like Buda Baker, our corners are going to be doing a lot of the work.
That's true.
And that's where I feel, there's no disrespect to Slay and Bradbury, but it's going to show their age if we end up doing that.
Yeah, they're going to go route them all day, and they're going to just be like, they have no help over the top. They're going to just start picking over the top because they only can do so much.
That's what I'm worried about.
And they're going to suck up the safeties with different routes to make you have to guard one-on-one coverage on deep routes and slants and shit like that, and just be exposed when you're supposed to have that help. But then that comes into play with a coach catering to a linebacker group that's not linebacker group. You get what I'm saying? And so that's all to play. If you got a decent linebacker group, you'll be able to have a linebacker that's able to drop back in coverage and be able to handle some of that coming across the middle. You know what I mean? If you're being jammed up in the middle because they got a play action, and then now you're coming to the line, and now you got an offensive lineman able to put hands on you and hold you up, and then they pass right behind you, you know, where you're supposed to be in your drop back coverage at, and then that's where it's going to be a problem at. But if you got a real seasoned middle linebacker or middle linebackers, you know, you can help out with the safety because you're taking away the crossing routes from the tight ends and the slot wide receivers, you know what I mean, and running backs out of the backfield. So I just feel it's a beautiful thing if we're able to have Dean and Morrow ball like we need them to ball. Then that is what's going to help slaying them out, because the safeties don't have to do nothing but just watch over the top. If y'all ever play Pop Warner, the free safety is basically don't let nobody get deeper than you. That's your only responsibility.
Yeah, that's it. Don't let nobody burn you, and you gotta pay attention up there. Don't let nobody behind you. You're responsible for the go routes, everything up top.
But how many? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say another reason why I believe they haven't made that quick of a decision with Buda Baker is because you go back to that list with our D line. That can
You're right.
That can
2-3 seconds.
That can just be so. That can just be so crazy to where they ain't even worried. They can't even get the ball that far out.
Man, say less.
You're right, Warren. Warren, you're absolutely right. We all know football, but fundamentally speaking, pass rush disrupts everything and changes everything.
So I can see why they're holding back a little bit too.
And it make a good corner look like a great corner when you got defensive pressure like that.
That's true. Absolutely.
Well, that's what made. No knock on CJ, but that's kind of what helped CJ look good and get all those interceptions. We rushed the quarterback so much, and they made those quick impulse decisions and throws. That's how we got those picks.
And back to my point also with as when you play youth football, your responsibility at free safety was just don't let nobody get deeper to you, you know, XYZ. But how many times, not bringing up the past, but how many times did y'all see McLeod at the line of scrimmage making tackles?
Not very much.
Because all the time. like almost all the time. Him and Malcolm Jenkins like was always coming up and making tackles at the linebacker, at the line of scrimmage or the linebacker depth, always, because we didn't have good linebackers, bro, and they were having to compromise for that. That's why we used to get beat over the top, because we were putting a lot of responsibility on our cornerbacks. You know what I mean? And like you just mentioned with Slay and Bradbury, with our safeties not having good linebackers at that. With our Super Bowl run, we didn't have good linebackers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just a good core of D line again that made our cornerbacks look decent. Where Mills and what was our other cornerback name? Darby. They made them look good because we had pressure at the defensive line, like y'all both mentioned right now. So I just feel if our linebackers can be decent, it helps all of our DBs, 100%. From our cornerbacks to our safeties. And excuse me, getting the special teams, Jake Elliott. And then Cisplus, like however you pronounce his name, them are actually great punters, great kickers, and then we got the long snapper. I just feel that this is a win-win situation, like with special teams. Just hopefully Jake Elliott don't go down again. You know what I mean? And we got to find another kicker, but the little young kicker, what was his name again? Dicker the kicker. Like
he was getting traded everywhere. I think he's with the Chargers right now.
No, he with Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. Yeah, I know that. I know he was floating around to a few teams.
Yeah, he ended up or he went to the Falcons, then the Chargers. It was one of them. I know he hit the Falcons. I don't know because I remember he was with the Chargers also, because that's the wife's favorite team. So I know he was with the Chargers, but I don't know if it was the Falcons then Chargers or Chargers then Falcons or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit, but other than that, man, that's the end of our topics tonight, except the Kelly Green jerseys. When y'all think they're going to announce the Kelly Green jerseys this year? When we going, because they didn't did every other team's throwbacks and everything like that, but they ain't announced ours. When y'all think they're going to do that? Announce them and put them on sale.
I would say because when they announced them, they had the players actually wearing them. I can see this week happening.
Since they was able to all come into the training camp and take pictures and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I can see
you're
it
right.
this week.
They probably got them ready because they probably took the pics on the low and not even showing us yet.
And I don't know about y'all, but the white Kelly Green is tough to me.
It's crazy, bro.
I like the new color. The Kelly Green is a little twisted of the color. It's not as like the color's not as vivid green, but I just like the whole new setup, man. I just can't wait to have some Kelly Green in the picture. Because I'm a younger Eagles fan. I'm pretty sure Marcel's closer to my age, but Warren's closer to my age, but I know Marcel knows all about that Kelly Green.
Oh yeah, and that was the Randall Cunningham era that got me to be an Eagle. The Reggie White, you know what I mean, and all that good stuff. So, I'm excited. We ain't had it since, like, not a game, not a nothing, and all you can do is just buy them as a throwback.
Well, this is the perfect thing to have it for.
Yeah, and then you can get a few jerseys. You know what I mean? I'm for sure this year getting the Swift jersey, that number 0. I ain't got no 0 in my collection. You know what I mean? I'm getting that. I'm gonna get a few of them. Like last year, I ended up getting that CJ. And what pissed me off, I'm gonna keep it though. But what pissed me off when I went to that ESPN First Take when the Super Bowl was here in Arizona, Dan Orlovsky signed the back of my CJ Gardner Johnson jersey, bro. I tell him he signed in a First Take towel. I tell him to use my back. This nigga signs my back, bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you to use my back to sign the towel, bro. Like that was crazy. But and I couldn't even return that one because of that. But I'm glad things happen for a reason, because I want to keep that, you know what I mean, anyway. But with the NFL, when you buy NFL.com, if the player change teams, you can send that jersey back and they'll send you a new jersey with his new team.
Oh, for real?
But why would I want a new jersey for the Lions ones? But you know what I mean? They'll send you another Eagles jersey if you want. They got like player insurance on there, so you're able to send that jersey off and you'll be able to get another Eagles jersey.
Well, I look at it like this. That's CJ jersey where he got the most interceptions in his career so far. So, yeah.
Hey, I got me a Bradbury jersey too, thanks to last year's podcast also with the guessing, you know what I mean? Jay and them came up short, so we got to figure out another prize this year for every game when we do our predictions. We got to think of a prize. You know what I mean? Something that we win. If it's another jersey or whatever the situation may be, we got to figure it out. That may be a way one of us get some extra Kelly Green jerseys or something. You know what I mean?
That's the bet.
Real talk. But shit, like, hey, like I say, let me make sure. We did basically win. Went over everything, making right moves. Yeah. Yep. And we talked about which position we most concerned about. D line, O line. I mean, basically touched all bases for the night. So it's a wrap. Anything else y'all want to add before we get up out of here? Jay, something you want to mention since you hopped on late that maybe add to addition to something we talked about?
Yeah, I just want to apologize to the audience for my technical difficulties today, but we're working on a lot of things on our social media, a lot of videos, a lot of things. This year going to be a little different for us. We're going to try to step the game up, stand out a little bit more and bring a lot more content to our audience.
Hey, Jay, I got a question for you.
Yeah, talk to me, brother.
What player are you looking at this season to make the biggest impact?
I think he went out.
Can you hear me?
It don't say he paused, but I think his sound went out. If he don't hop on in a couple of there you go.
My fault, Warren. What'd you say?
I was saying which player this season you looking at to make the biggest impact?
The biggest impact, you know who I think is gonna be? I think it's gonna be Nakobe Dean.
Yeah. Okay.
Kobe Dean, I'm expecting him to make the biggest impact.
I was saying the same thing.
To he's gonna take a.
I think he went out again.
Yeah, probably in a bad area right now. But shit, we about to get up out of here. If you don't hop on in a couple more seconds, there you go. Boom. All right, shit, we about to get up out of here, my brothers, and we're gonna hop back on next Wednesday just to give the end of training camp results. If anything else, posted new news, anything like that to wrap up the training camp, and we'll hop back on for next Wednesday, and then the next time we'll be back on is the week before the preseason game, or should I say the week after the first preseason game. Either or, we'll figure out if we're going to come on the week before to discuss it, or should I say that Wednesday before or the Wednesday after the actual game. So we'll figure that out, but for sure we'll be on next Wednesday to wrap up training camp. This your boy Superb coming in live from the NovaCare Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's like I'm just joking. Like this your boy Superb though. We live tuned in from Arizona right now. We got my boy Warren in Texas, and we got Jay in New Jersey. So at the end of the day, I greatly appreciate y'all. This was going to be the longest one of the season so far, since this was episode 1 of season 2. We went over a little hour and a half. Normally we're going to do like a normal hour every week. So make sure y'all tune in. If you ain't, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Make sure you do that now before you get up out of here. We greatly appreciate it. All the support really, really helps, and it's for free. You can hit the like button and take a second. It's for free. It don't cost you nothing. You hit the subscribe button. It's for free. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Support goes a long way. And this ain't just for Eagles fans. The primary of this group is for us as Eagle fans. But every week when we play a different team, if we play one of y'all teams, if you on here watching and you're not an Eagles fan, if we play your team, you're more than welcome to come up on here and we'll bring you on. You know what I mean? And everything. We can discuss the game, win, lose, or draw. It don't matter. We're not poor losers, poor sports, or none of that stuff over here. So if we lose, we more than welcome to talk about it on the game and talk about what we did, why we lost, or vice versa, why we won. And you can talk about how y'all lost or how y'all beat us or whatever the situation. So like I said, this is a Eagles based podcast, but we invite every team on here. You know what I mean? No, every week it's not a problem. Even if we don't play y'all, if y'all want to talk about y'all team, whatever the situation may be, we more than welcome. So we ain't biased to nobody. So once again, we thank y'all for tuning in and watching us. Once again, this episode 1 of season 2, and I'm gonna let my boy Jay and Warren say what they want to say before we get up out of here.
Yeah, most definitely. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. We got the Birds of a Feather Flock Together group page. Let us know. Leave your comment. You got any information, news, or comments you want to add to it? You're more than welcome. And a little bit of what Marcel was saying. If you want to come on the show and maybe leave a comment, talk to us, let us know what your thoughts are and opinions. We want to hear it. We're trying to flock together, so let's do it.
100%.
Also, check us out on IG, BOF _podcast on IG. We got a lot going. We got a lot of social media. We're trying to interact more with our fans. Keep everything up to date. So just check us out. We got a lot going on.
And we're gonna have a good show every week, week in, week out. We're gonna do a few interviews. Hopefully, we'll have a few more Eagles actual player interviews this season right here. So we like Jay just mentioned, we got a lot of things in the work to bring better content to the channel and everything like that. So y'all just tune in and put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride. We're gonna take y'all up and down this season, hopefully more ups and downs, but this is what it comes with a season. We may be down a couple of weeks when we lose, but we'll be back up the next week. You know what I mean? It just happens. It's sports. But like I say, we greatly appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we'll check y'all out next Wednesday. Appreciate you, my brothers.
All right.
Take care, bro.